Mara 360. Required consumes for this are going to be Swiftness of Zanza potion. You can see I have the heart buff as well. You don't need that. I just happen to get lucky. You also want to have shitty nature protection potions. You'll use one at the very end. Other than that, you want to have all of your mana, rubies, and gems conjured. Have a fresh AI and a fresh ice armor. I'm gonna skip past all these mobs. First group you're gonna pull is these rock elementals. You want to make sure that that big behemoth is going up the ramp. These rock elementals will proximity aggro the behemoths, so you have to make sure that the path is clear for them. I'm gonna pull this first rock pack, and if you can find this second rock pack that I have selected here, great. If not, don't worry too much about it. You'll want to Nova these mobs together as best you can. Again, just slow them. They'll proximity aggro these behemoths, which we can't have, so try to just fall off before they get near them. Fall off the ledge, ice block, cancel block. Start a stopwatch. You want to wait about 15 to 20 seconds before you pull this Hydra. Try not to pull Rock Grip. I delay pulling, doing my Blizzard here so that he clears the area. I'm gonna rank 1 Blizzard on this next Hydra. As soon as he aggroes, you blink. If these rock guys are way down here, you'll have to use Blizzard or some other spell to just aggro them quickly. As soon as you see the Hydras coming up from the waters, you're triggered to aggro the next Hydra. Try to use the least damaging spells you can on these deep ores. You want to damage them as little as possible so they don't slow down before the kill phase. At this point you want full shields, and you can mana shield as well. Because the rocks that you pulled in the beginning are now going to catch up to you, and they will stun like this, so save your blink. Blink through them if they stun you. Don't be afraid to use mana shield here. We're okay to use a decent chunk of mana because we'll recover it as we run. Use level 1 Fire Blasts and Arcane Explosions to aggro the mobs. Dimetrodons will silence randomly, so try to keep them at distance at all times. Unless you like dying. If you like failing the pulls, I mean, like, just chill with them. You're gonna do wide turns. Always do wide turns on these, so we're gonna pull them all the way into the corner before we blink. Try to use your Novas sparingly. We do get a Nova here. We're gonna wand or level 1 frostbolt or fireball that mob. Next you're gonna counterspell this next Dimetrodon and get ready to blink back. Don't hold your blink too long or you might get silenced and then you're dead. Bandage here. Heavy mageries are good so that you can avoid spending too much money on rune cloth bandages. You'll get a ton of magery from this farm. Just because these guys silence, I like to do a Nova on the side of them, and then we'll start a Blizzard. Kind of let the front mobs slow down, let the back ones catch up. That one's too far away, so we're not going to get to pull that Hydra at this point. Normally I don't like to use Counterspell there to pull them, but that guy was also too far away, so use Counterspell. We'll just have to use a grenade if the next Hydra is further away. This next Hydra will proximity pull. None of the other Hydras proximity pull. This one does, for some reason. Make sure you have full shields going into this part, and save your blink. Gonna Fire Blast this mob, turn around instantly, blink back towards the ramp. Level 1 Arcane Explosion, go around the rock on the right side, level 1 Arcane Explosion. Arcane Explosion. You're gonna Fire Blast this mob, target the next one, counter spam, counterspell, and blink out of that cave immediately, or otherwise you're dead. You can use your mana gems here. I also like to chug greater mana pots as you're gonna get a bunch of them in this farm as well. They're cheap. This would be the first Blizzard with the deep ores here. Only ever leave those Blizzards out for about half. Just want to like let the back mobs catch up to the front. And you don't want to do too much damage. Wide arcs around here again. Get ready to blink. This is a nice little trick I saw in a video. You can actually go up this little side ramp and it gives you a little bit more breathing room. The mobs will stop moving as soon as you get into the water here. So what you want to do is walk a few steps in the water and blink immediately. If you're different classes, then you'll have to adjust depending on your hitbox. Like gnomes can't swim through there, but make sure you have full shields going into this next part. I'm going to counterspell this lurker, Nova him with these slimes, blink, watch out for the sisters. You're going to wand this lurker or rank 1 frostbolt. You're going to conical these ones. That lurker behind us will proximity aggro, Arcane Explosion, and then Fire Blast that one, the Shambler. Try to let him hit you once so he slows down, if possible. If not, just go. You're going to Blizzard on that corner there, because it's going to pull the slimes up top. Fire Blast the little slimes on the bottom. Those other noxious slimes will proximity pull. Blink through these ones. You have to rank 1 Fire Blast these creeping sludges, otherwise mobs will reset. You're gonna get the lurker and the sprites with a Nova. Wand a poison sprite so that it'll start casting on you, get a little bit of mana regen back from magic absorption. You're going to select the middle sludge here. Fire Blast. Don't worry about the Shamblers, they will proximity aggro. Fire Blast the first sludge here. Nova. Arcane Explosion. Arcane Explosion. You're going to Fire Blast that tree. Arcane Explosion again, then jump off. At this point we have a little bit of breathing room, so if you need to recover health or evocate your mana back, now's the time. Set up a blizzard. I'm going to get the majority of the mobs slowed. Blink. And then redo your shields. Try not to aggro anything going into this room if possible. Rank 1 Frostbolt. Blizzard to get both of those mobs. Grab the trees on the way out. Sometimes there's a demon that's stealth in there as well, so just be careful. Make sure to Fire Blast this Tangler, then blink through them. Reapply shields and Nova this group. Wait a little bit on this platform, try to get a few ticks of poison bolts at you so you can recover more mana if you need it. At this point, you will probably want to redo your Dampen Magic. When you see that spike on the left hand side, that's your trigger to redo your Ice Barrier shields to get proper shield timers. Make sure to save your blink for that Tangler that I selected. Just in case he's coming up the ramp, you don't want to aggro him while you're doing these blizzards. You want to blink through him. Just grab those Satyrs, get the blizzard down. Make sure with this next blizzard you're getting the Satyr. Sometimes I've seen him not pull with the sprites. Blink and Nova. Aggro these sprites, proximity or just whack them. Gonna drop down, blink to the corner, turn around, get ready for a level 1 blizzard again. Once you do a full blizzard, just jump off. This is the start of our first, or our loop that's going to go around. This is, you can cut this loop out, but you reduce the amount of mobs you get, plus it's a lot more dangerous and you don't get that evocation reset timer. Counterspell that back one, Fire Blast this guy. I try not to use Nova as much as possible here. I like the mobs to kind of stay stacked, so just use Cone of Colds or Fire Blast or melee hits to aggro everything. Gonna get wide arcs, so again, sticking to the right hand side of the map. And wait for them to catch up a little bit. If there's a stealth guy there, try to pull them as well. Blink towards here. All these moves of doing wide arcs and then blinking just help the mobs consolidate a lot better. Save your blink here. There's no reason to blink or blizzard at this point. You're going to have it ready to go. Just make sure your shields are full. Going into this next part. You're going to fall off this ledge and blink towards that root. Don't blink too far. You'll actually end up in the root and it kind of screws you up. Select this with Tangler. Get ready to blizzard. Don't hold the blizzard too long, like half, and then hit the Tangler. Make sure you counterspell a Satyr, or otherwise they might not pull. Cone of Cold that Tangler. There's 2 stealth demons in here, so aggro them with Arcane Explosions, then Nova. You're gonna Fire Blast this Tangler. Sometimes 2 Tanglers will reset here, so if they do, just aggro them as before you jump off the ledge. You can switch to Mage Armor now. Refresh your Dampen if you want. You can actually conjure manage rubies if you already use them here because you're about to get a bunch more mana. Make sure you have full shields again. And then just do a Blizzard on the stairs to regroup them. You're going to see the sprites are going to start laying into you and your mana is just going to go up. So rank 1 Fireball or a counterspell on that Tangler and then just start running. Again, wide arcs, go all the way to the right. You see the mobs coming in, you wait, then blink before they get to you. That'll force them all into like a triangle coming towards the same point. Once you fall down, you're going to want to use a nature protection potion. At this point, they're not going to be hitting you. Wait to apply your ice barrier. Proper shield timers are critical for this stage. So as soon as you see that spike, that's your trigger. Ice barrier. This will ensure that you have another one ready to go in case you soak a lot of poison bolts or you don't use nature protection potions. When you're lining up for this, there's a little T here on the ground. I've kind of done it with the mouse. You want to stand right where that intersection of those dark lines is. And then start with a max rank Blizzard. In order to force the sprites to come up the ramps, they're not just pegging you, you're going to move to the left a little bit and restart a new Blizzard. That's going to force them to come up the ramp. Ideally, you want to keep a couple alive, because they're just going to be hitting you and giving you mana back from mana absorption, or magic absorption. And then this is pretty standard. You just jump back and forth onto the route. Just be careful. The jump back to the ledge is a little difficult for some classes, undeads specifically. We want to keep that poison sprite alive. It's the only one left that's kind of powering our mana battery, so try not to kill it if you can. Keep your shields up. It's kind of hard to see sometimes with all the Hydras, but when the big rock guys die, they'll spawn little dudes, and if they spawn at the edge of your Blizzard, they'll just run and they won't get hit by the slow. So always be, at this stage of the game, I would be putting the Blizzard more in front of the mobs than normal, just a slight bit more. And that'll catch those guys from running at you and busting your shields down. At this point, they're almost all dead, so I'll include the sprite in the Blizzard. And that's it. That's the 350 to 360 pull. Easy as pie.